straight down the middle. It went straight down the middle. Then it started.
My name is Frank Fornari. My current occupation is the CEO of Biomex Sports, and my education is quite varied. I've got an undergraduate degree in biology and chemistry, a master's in neurophysiology, and I've got a couple doctorates in molecular pharmacology, biophysics, mathematical biology, that sort of thing, chemistry. My first, throughout all my research, and I was a drug developer and designer and a geneticist, and I had developed a lot of medical diagnostics. So I had two large biotech companies that we started and grew. And when I was a young research scientist just starting off, we were working with understanding how people moved. Our first grant was with NASA, looking at how people moved in zero gravity. And in order to do that, we really have to understand the functional anatomy of how we move, the molecular biology and muscle physiology about the way muscles work, but also understand the physics of motion and ways to quantify that. So for instance, everybody moves. There's a proper way to move that's energetically efficient and produces the most gain for the least amount of energy or work or harm, and then there's the worst way to move and everything in between. Biomex Sports is a group of companies. The first one that you've been acquainted with has applications in the golf world. We're a group of scientists, educators, former professional athletes, business folks who are taking the knowledge of physiology and physics and applying that to developing sports equipment and instructional equipment. Biomex Sports is divided up into a number of families. We have Biomex Golf, that's divided into a golf equipment side, which produces the equipment that we derive from understanding the motion. Then we have an instructional side that we're rolling out here in about 2 months, which has a line of products to allow every single golfer the ability to log onto our system with some very small, inexpensive sensors for a nominal monthly fee. We watch the motion that they're making with any particular club, transmits that data back to their teacher or back to us, and spit out a report in real time for the golfer as to what they're doing properly, what they're not doing. We've been financing that independently, so I've been financing this myself for the first iteration. So the first several years, we have the startup funds. We have the startup funds available to us to get it to this level. So now that we're out in the marketplace, we're starting to put the systems in place to take the company out onto the water. We'll start looking for other sources of funding if we need them. We have approximately 10 folks right now. Yes, employees can be your best asset and as you know, your worst. We try to use technology as much as we can to not just eliminate the need for excess work, but to optimize the folks that are here so their jobs are smarter, easier, and more productive.
Right.
A number of avenues we have right now in the hopper. We have enough reputation in the field now. We have some professional PGA players using the devices. We have been in most of the major media centers, magazines. We're in the Wall Street Journal. Forbes magazine is doing a story on us this week. We have contracted out with Worldwide Golf Association. They have 90 of the biggest golf stores around the country. We obviously have, online. Our website is a great way. We go to shows. We go door to door to country clubs, to training academies, to college golf programs, wherever we can. Compete in a very loose sense. For someone who's small to go up against a gorilla like the big five equipment manufacturers, you simply have to find a niche. This company's a niche company. So we started off with a line of putters, which arguably are very different than the devices that these guys sell. So because the putters are empirically derived, these are all data-driven from science, not from sort of an engineer out. Our equipment is from the body out rather than an engineer in. Because we've derived this putter empirically, it actually does work, and it's measurable. So going up against, in my career, I've always gone up against people that had large market share. But if you do your homework right and the science works, you find a niche, you find a way to sell this to people who appreciate that and understand and accept and will purchase and build loyal to your product brand. You get to work 190 hours a week. You get to not eat right. You get to never be home because you're on trains, planes, buses, and cars. You get to listen to everybody crab and complain, fight with everybody about money. But at the end of the day, you get to do it yourself. It's just nice for me. As an early stage entrepreneur, as an inventor, I just really enjoy the process of coming up with something that's really, really good and being able to try to take it out there. It's the most, to me, that's the most fun part of business. Yes, I would tell everybody who wants to start their own business, first of all, know your discipline, get an education. Knowledge is the best thing on this planet. It's the most powerful weapon we have, most powerful force we have. The only thing you can't stop doing in life is thinking. You can stop eating, you can stop breathing, you can stop everything else. You just can't stop thinking. Even if you try to stop thinking, that's thinking. So you should get good at it because you have to do it every minute of your life. Never. Even when I'm out in the golf course, you know, you're getting phone calls, but even when I'm doing them, I'm thinking about, like, I can make this club better, or this is better. Yeah. You know, it's just nature of the beast.
Oh, the life of a golfer is not all gloom, though they charge you for listening in the locker room. But I'm in my glory when wrapped in a towel, I say,